Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to my Live at 5 Sunday sessions. This is the ADHD Cutie. For anyone who's new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is a channel all about ADHD for single Black women, my single mothers out there who are ebony tone, and you are either dealing with your own ADHD or your child's ADHD. This episode is about ADHD on spring break. Now, please do not misconstrue that to mean that because it's spring break, your ADHD is just going to just disappear or chill out. No, it doesn't work like that. I called it that because while your child is on spring break, they need to have a break. Their mind needs to take a break. You, as their parent, also need to take a break. So we're going to discuss single mamas needing a break, the child with the ADHD, neurodivergent brain that needs break, fun ideas for your children that are on break, ways to take real breaks with your kids, and ways to relax for you, the single mom, because that is utmost important. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, first, single moms do need a break. And by that, I mean freeing yourself from as much responsibility as you can during that week. Now, your child is out of school for the week. Depending on their grade level, they may or may not have any homework. You may not be able to get off work for that week. I know at my job, it wasn't always easy to get off for spring break. Sometimes I could, but sometimes I couldn't. But you still need to take a break while your child is on break. Give yourself that downtime, and we'll go into some ways of how you can do that later on. My second thing is your child with ADHD or any other neurodivergent brain issues also needs a break. Mentally, physically, socially, and emotionally. So much goes on with your child while they are in school, and sometimes while they are home behind closed doors. You don't know what type of conversations or reactions or bullying or mistreatment goes on in school. And depending on your child and the grade that they're in, they're not always going to tell you. They're not always going to say that so-and-so picks on me every single day because I wear glasses. They're not going to say so-and-so takes my lunch money every day or takes my lunch every day. They're not going to tell you that. They don't feel comfortable saying it, or they're just embarrassed. They already feel bad because they know they're different. Even if they don't understand their ADHD, they know they're different. And unfortunately, kids are so mean, they make sure they know that they're different, and not in a good way. I'm here to nip that in the bud. I'm here to give you single parents a way to counteract that, because our kids need it from our parents more than anything or anyone else in the world. They need it from home, from our parents. It's got to start with us. My third point, fun ideas for your kids on break. If it is an option, send them to their cousins. Let them go hang out with auntie and uncle or whoever that has children, neighborhood children, wherever. Send them away if that is an option. If not, check out their after-school programs. A lot of after-school programs have spring break camps and summer camps that you can send your child to, especially if you're a single mom and you still have to work. You couldn't get off. That's another option. You may have to finagle taking off to get them there or take off early to pick them up, even if it means you may have to bring them into school. Bring them into your job until the camp actually starts, because the camps don't start at 6 and 7 in the morning like aftercare does for school. So sometimes you may have to bring them to work for an hour or two, or you may just have to be late for work. It's for a week. The job needs to be flexible. Mine was. So. And then there's the idea of putting a water park in the back of your home. If you don't have a home and you live in an apartment, get them like those big water guns, the soaker guns, or the little mini guns. Get them some of those bubbles to blow if they like that. If they're girls, get them hula hoops and jump ropes and let them have just fun activities to do in the backyard or outside. If you're in an apartment or a condo complex, let them go swimming. If you're home with them. If you're not home, make sure it's a responsible adult who can take them to do those things. But these are just some ideas of things that I did. Ideas that you can use. But most importantly, you got to figure out what it is that your child likes. You got to know your child, what they like, and do that thing. Make it fun. Spring break should be a fun time. So make it as fun as you possibly can. But it needs to be something that your child likes or is interested in. There cannot be any guessing here, because it's not going to turn out well for you. It'll be more frustrating getting your kid to do something that you think is fun, but they don't. Or that was fun for them last year, but it's not fun for them this year. You got to communicate, check in. Even if they're in elementary school, they know what they like and what they don't like. Have an ice cream party. Have a watermelon party. But whatever it is that your child likes, make it something fun. Let's see. 4 is ways to take a break with your child when sending them away is not an option. Okay. Day trips. Go to the beach. Go to the zoo. Go to the mountains. Museums. Laser tag parks. Those inflatable places like Sky Zone. Community pools that have a slide. Or if you belong to a gym, some of them have spring break camps. Or if they don't, if the gym has a pool, take your kid to the pool at your gym. Use your ADHD brain. You have that ability to think outside the box, to think differently. That's what we do. Create something fun for them to do, for the both of you to do together. Go to a local hotel and make it a long weekend stay. Most of the holidays fall on a Monday, so you could take off Friday, which means you get to leave Thursday right after they get out of school. Go pick them up from school. When school gets out, pick them up, drive them to the local hotel. I'm talking like an hour, maybe 2 hours away. Okay? Go spend that time. Take whatever fun things that they like. I know with my son, he loved his cars. We had to bring the cars. As he got older, we had to bring the game. Now, we're not going to keep lugging the PS4 game around every time we go away. So I would get these plug and play games of different games that I knew he liked. Plug and play, he can just plug it into the TV, boom. He can play as long as he wants to. His cell phone, as he got older, would get more and more sophisticated, so he would spend more time on that, of course. And 5, ways to relax for you as the single mom. Utmost importance, you need to refresh. you need to recharge, which means you've got to take that time out for you. So while your child is away at the after school camp, spring break camp, go get a mani-pedi, go get a massage, go get your hair done. I know all single parents can't afford to do that. So go to the school, go to the beauty school, go to the esthetician's school. They have to do so many free hours of that kind of service anyway in order to graduate. Go on those days when they're doing the free services and get your nails did and your hair did and all that stuff. Feel like a queen. Be pampered for a day for free or very minimal cost. It can be done, yes. Keep in mind that mindset is not selfish because that's where it really begins. You've got to believe that you need this. It's a necessity. This is not a afterthought. This is not a, oh, if I can fit it in. You need this. As a single mom, dealing with an ADHD child or any other child with a neurodivergent brain, autism, epilepsy, OCD, Tourette's, any of that stuff. It's rough. It is so tough as a single parent dealing with all of that. You need a break. You deserve a break. And you need to schedule that break on your calendar, just like you do all the school meetings for the kids, the PTA, the 504 meetings, the meetings for work. You schedule all that on the calendar. Put time for you on your calendar. Make the effort to make that time. Because if you run out of juice, you're no good to your child at all. At all. Take off work if you can and just do nothing if that's what you want to do. Do absolutely nothing. Sleep all day, eat all day, snack all day, watch your favorite movies, soap operas, whatever. Do absolutely nothing. Take the phone off the hook if you can. Put it on vibrate at least. Go soak in a bathtub. I found these wonderful things called bath bombs. I don't know if any of you all have tried that. Put a comment in the chat if you have ever tried bath bombs. They are wonderful. They have these amazing scents and they fizz in the bath water like a volcano. Absolutely wonderful. And the scent lasts for quite a while. If you don't have time to sit and soak in a bath for a while, take a shower. They have shower steamers that are the equivalent to the bath bomb. Wonderful. Oh my God, the smell is just so amazing. And it lights up your bathroom and into your bedroom for hours. Hours. And you feel so good and refreshed when you get out. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. If you don't have anywhere to go after you get out the shower, put your bathrobe on, light some candles, set your room up to be like a spa. So you put on the spa robe, light the candles around like they do in the spa, light some incense like they do in the spa. You can even get the sprays and stuff for your linen and pillows and stuff to give it that feel of a luxury resort. Do that for you. Do that for you, for yourself. Get yourself an eye mask. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, this is my eye mask that I sell on in my Shopify store. Okay, and just go sit outside in your backyard. Put on the eye mask and just rest your eyes. Relax your mind. Close your eyes and just listen to the birds sing. Feel the breeze blowing. Do that for you. Spring break is going to look different for each of us. We do what we can. I remember like when my son was in school, to me, spring break wasn't really a break because they kept giving him these packets. And I'm talking like 20 pages for math packet and 30 pages for the English packet and 15 pages for the history packet. I mean, what kind of break is that? We're gonna take up the whole break getting all this work done. They don't get this much work in a week of school. Why are they doing it on a break? And so when we first started out, I was trying to be the good mom and get all the work done and helping them get it done, figure it out. And it was frustrating because, they know it's spring break and why we got to do work on spring break and all of that. And so all that stopped when I found out that they weren't grading these packets. A lot of the teachers weren't even looking at them. They weren't even collecting them. I was like, well, wait a minute. I just spent a whole week that I could have been relaxing and chilling, knocking myself out to help him get this work done, and you didn't even bother to look at it? Yeah, okay. I had to put up the church finger. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Mm-mm. We're not doing that anymore. So every time break would roll around and they come sending these packets home, I would send an email. Is it being graded? Are they getting credit for it? If the answer was no or maybe or some, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. It's not a break. If they have to do all the schoolwork on the break, that's not a break. No, we're not doing that. And if you want to keep your child's mind engaged and sharp while they're in school, you think they might slip or forget some stuff, fine. Do a couple of problems. Do a couple of pages just to keep them fresh and engaged. We're not doing the whole packet. No. And start with their favorite subject. If they love math, start with the math breath and do that one day. Don't do all this in one day. Do a couple of problems or a couple of pages of math the first day. Skip a day and do another packet, a couple of pages. If you do math on Monday, then skip Tuesday and do Wednesday with another one of the packets. Again, not the whole thing if it's not being graded. But it's just a suggestion if you feel that they need to do something to keep their brains engaged. But it doesn't have to be schoolwork. It can be fun stuff to keep their brains engaged, and they're still learning. They just don't know that they're learning. You'll know. But that's where your research comes in. Check things out. Email me. We can talk, have a conversation. I'll be happy to give you a free 30-minute session, and we can talk and discuss some ideas. Fun things that they can do while they're on breaks. I know a lot of parents are so overwhelmed that we just can't think. Oh my God, he's going to be out for a week. What am I going to do with this kid? If your kid loves trains, take him to see trains. I found out when my kid was a child that they had these exhibits, local exhibits all around. For Thomas the Train, for what's the Christmas train that goes to the North Pole, the Polar Express? That actually turned into a small business for me. I turned that into taking small groups of parents and their children on these train trips. It was a day trip. We would get on, I would charter a bus, and the parents could come and bring their children. The children were allowed to dress up in pajamas, just like in the movie. And the train would take them from one part of Maryland to another part of Maryland, which was all fixed up to look like the North Pole. Santa was there, Mrs. Claus was there, elves were there. It really looked like the North Pole. The kids absolutely loved it. I did that for years. Again, it's the thinking outside the box. Something your kid loves to do and just take it to a whole nother level. Airplanes. Your kid loves airplanes? Take them to the airport. That's cheap. That doesn't cost anything. A lot of airports have places where you can park and just watch the planes. That is the one thing that my son could really sit and just do for hours. For hours. He loved watching the planes take off and land. And it was an easy thing to do. We would just go to the airport and do it. For little girls, most of them like to get their nails and feet done. Like I said earlier, take them to a salon school where young ladies are being trained to do this. Then get it done for free. Okay? But again, you got to know your child, know what they like, and then expand on that. Create fun in the home. Set up a mani-pedi at home. Little girls do that anyway. Having their tea parties with their dolls, have the tea party with them. Do a mani-pedi at home with them. For the boys, set up a tent and let them pretend like they're outside camping or whatever it is that they like to do in the tent. We did that for my son. He was in there for hours. He loved it. It was his space. He could play in there, do whatever he wanted, take whatever toys in there he wanted. He absolutely loved it. But they need that break, and so do you. It is vital. Hear me when I say it's vital. To the point where it's equivalent to running your car with no oil, running your car with no gas. You know what's going to happen. The engine's going to burn out. Your engine will burn out if you're not recharging and refueling yourself and helping your kids to do that, because they need to be recharged to go and deal with just every day at school. Like I said, it's nothing at all like we had when we were in school. The meanness and the bullying is at a whole nother global level now. Okay, we didn't have internet and social media and Skype and FaceTime. We didn't have all that. If your kid was being bullied, it was there at school and that was it. Or maybe it spilled over into the neighborhood. Now it is worldwide. Kids that your child has never even heard of, doesn't even know, is making comments and laughing and shaming and blaming, all based on the comment of one person. It only takes one person to start that fuel, to fan that flame. And it can be devastating, devastating to a child who just wants to fit in, just wants to be normal, just wants to be treated normally. They don't want to be special. They don't want to have ADHD. And the older they get, they hate it. Every time I would say ADHD, my son would roll his eyes. I'm like, I'm sorry, son. It is what it is. This is what we need to do. This is how you can help yourself get your homework done faster so you can go play your games. Okay, take your breaks, but only for this amount of time. And then we need to get back on the research paper or the science project or whatever. They need that guidance from us to get them through the school day each and every day. It is a consistent wheel. Was it hamster wheel? It's just round and round nonstop. When you get your breaks, get off the wheel. Get off the wheel for spring break, for Christmas break, Thanksgiving, summer. Take that downtime. Use the suggestions that I've given you or come up with your own. It is what it is. If you are liking this content, if it is helping you or blessing you in any way, please put a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with anyone that you know, any single moms, solo moms. There are a lot of moms that are in relationships, but they're still doing it on their own. Guardians, because it's not always a mom that's taking care of the kid. Sometimes it's the grandparents, aunts, a foster parent, anyone that you can think of who would benefit from hearing this information. Please share it and have them subscribe and like it. Okay? So that's it for me today. To reiterate, we talked about single moms needing a break, the ADHD child with a neurodivergent brain that needs a break, fun ideas for your kids while they're on break, ways for you to relax during that week, and ways to take a real break with your kids when it's not an option to send them out of town or go with relatives, or when it's not an option for you to take off work for that week. Okay? So again, this is the ADHD Cutie. Thank you so much for your time, for tuning in. If you want to have a further conversation, please email me at adhdcutie@gmail.com. I will be glad to send you my Calendly link, and we can just talk about it. Talk about your frustrations. Come up with some ideas for you and your kids. Because a lot of parents have more than one kid. I only had one, but most parents don't have just one. If you do have one kid and you need ideas, especially if you're a single mom with a boy, that's a whole different challenge. Email me. Trust me. Trust me. I got a whole lot of ideas for that. Okay, so our time is up. I got things to do. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the ADHD Cutie. Be kind to your mind and be kind to others. Love yourself, first and foremost. Love your children. Be more understanding. Understand the brain that they are dealing with. It's not a behavior thing. It's a brain thing. Okay. Have a great week.